Hi, good morning, favored ones. Welcome to Soul Talk. Our guest for today is someone really very special as well, Coach Anna Santos. She is a certified life coach, author, speaker, and entrepreneur. Anna is a medical laboratory technologist. By profession is a transcriptionist for over 20 years. And she loves business so much, which made her known as the serial mommy entrepreneur that she is today. And she is someone very motivational and very inspirational. So um, I'm sure you would find so many value, so much value out of this conversation. But without further ado, let's welcome Coach Anna.
Hi, Brendy, kumusta sa inyong lahat dyan? I'm actually here sa other part of the world, sa kabilang ibayo ako. Nandito ako sa Toronto, Canada. And it's nighttime actually, winter time. So medyo malamig na. And I heard malamig na din dyan sa Pilipinas ngayon.
Ang sarap.
Ayun kaya nga.
well, at least here in Manila ha. Pero kasi yung sa mga those who are living in the in the mountainous areas, talagang super lamig naman for them. Hindi sila
I
sanay.
heard, yes. I
Mm.
heard nga, frost.
Pero dito sa lowlands, it's really cool. As in, ang sarap ng weather. Ito yung
Nice.
perfect weather that everyone really wants. So how are you? What's keeping you busy nowadays na lalo na nakakatapos lang ng ng holidays?
Well, to be honest, it's just the same for me. Just because I've been a at home from home mom since 2016. So it's just that I had to shift my mind na okay, I'm in the midst of this pandemic, but to be honest, parang ganun din eh. I'm inside the house. I'm confined inside the house. And even if actually we're on lockdown right now, naka-lockdown kami for another 28 days because our cases are rising. But sabi ko, parang wala namang bago kasi nasa loob lang naman ako ng bahay. So, ang medyo na iba lang is because all my children are here. I have 4 children because yung panganay ko, she used to live somewhere because she's in university and she's on her own. But because of the pandemic, so she's here. So I'm a very busy mom. And just being a mom alone really makes you spin. So sa akin, super busy. That alone, yung aking role as a mom is fills up my schedule for the day. So busy and fulfilling.
Mm-mm.
And I'm thankful na hindi ko sinasabing maganda ang pandemic, but because at least I know that my kids are here, they are safe with me, and we're together. I can see them all the time. That's the perks of being a stay-at-home mom. So everything is good.
Yes, there's really so much to be grateful about, no? And it's
Yep.
also good na parang sanay ka na rin na just staying at home and doing the work there. And of course, the focal point is still being a mom. And
Yes.
that's I am sure a lot of working moms could relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of working moms, kasi I for the past year, yun nga, because of the lockdown and the quarantine here in the Philippines, I've been exposed to groups who are also catering to powerful women who are, working from home, women who are freelancers, who are professionals, and I could see the innate power inside them. That's why,
Mm-hmm.
when I went to your website and I saw the line na ignite your power within through passion, purpose, and productivity, I couldn't help but really relate to it. It's so powerful. But could you share how it all came about?
Well, I believe in one thing, that for you to be able to really define who you are is to really look at yourself. Who are you, or who am I? And from there, because I'm a believer of God and I won't be ashamed of that. And sabi ko nga, I have to go back to my truth. Sabi ko, what defines me? So who I am is, this is my definition of who I am, and it can be for almost everyone, because sa atin sa Philippines naman, puro tayo, halos believers tayong lahat. And in fact, ang Philippines is one of the most malaki yung population ng believers, Catholic or kahit anong denomination set. So I can't really say na parang out of line ng sasabihin ko. So, ang aking definition of who I am is I'm a child of God. And I was created in His own image and likeness. And from there, sabi ko, nag-reflect ako, nag-self-audit ako. Sabi ko, Lord, ano nga yung ibig mong sabihin na anak mo ko? And I can do all, and then at the same time, I was created in your own image and likeness. So that means if I am your child and I am created according to your image and likeness, so meron akong kayang gawin na ginagawa mo. So I have the power to do anything I can at na justify ko 'yun dun sa line sa Philippians that I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me.
Mhm.
Sabi ko nga no, and then sabi ko bigla akong nagkaroon ng realization na okay, so meron akong binigay sa akin si Lord na passion, and that is through my gifts and talents. And then at the same time yung aking purpose, why I exist, hindi naman ako create lang for nothing, parang tuod lang. Ang puno nga may purpose, di ba? Nandun lang siya, but it has a
Yes.
purpose. So, how much more tayong precious creature, tayong pinakamataas na uri ng ginawa niya. And at the same time, productivity is yung action kasi nga, we are given the ability to do things through His power, but we also have to do our part. So it's a 50-50 collaboration between you and God. Kaya nabuo ko yung parang pinaka-tagline ko na yun nga, yung passion, productivity, and passion, purpose, and productivity. Kaya nasa likod ko, ignite your power within.
Mm-mm.
Yun nasa likod ko.
So those are the power talaga, the superpowers.
So 3 Ps. And sabi kong ganun, we have to really make other women, for the most part, women talaga. Kasi I'm speaking from the perspective of a woman kasi hindi ko alam ang saloobin ng mga lalaki na iba sila. Sabi ko, meron tayong power talaga from the inside that we don't realize na meron tayo. In fact, being a woman alone is already a power. How much more when you're a mom?
Mhm.
And having a child alone, sabi ko nga sa'yo, doon pa lang sa pagiging nanay mo, power na yun.
Mm-mm.
And without other people or other mothers realizing it, doon pa lang super na. Talagang hindi mo akalain na akala mo wala kang power, pero yun na yun yung pagiging nanay mo, power yun.
Mm-mm. In your experience, yung passion, purpose, productivity, is it always um parang integrated na ba siya, or does it happen separately? And when I kasi pag nakikita ko yung mga ibang women, parang mas focus sila on productivity without touching on the purpose and the passion, and it really drains them. So in your case, you brought in your faith component, yung belief that you are the child of God and that you are created in the image of God and you're powerful enough. But yung difference mo with majority is that you really recognize the passion and you recognize the purpose. So what can you tell other women who are just focused on being productive?
Well, para sa akin magkakasama dapat yun Nothing is supposed to be left out. Why? Kasi nga tayo, although we are created in His own image and likeness, we are unique in in so many ways. Baga, may talents ako na wala sa iba, or yung iba may talents na wala ako. And that is being used by God for us to bless other people, yung purpose mo. And para sa akin kasi ganito yun yung gifts and talents, hindi lahat sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay alam mo. Sometimes you have to discover, sometimes na biglang hindi mo siya inakala, bigla mong nalaman na, oy, magaling pala ako doon through events. In my case, I didn't know that I can write a book. Kasi wala naman akong background sa writing, hindi naman ako mass communications or journalist. Wala akong ganong background. Only when have gone through a pain point when I experienced postpartum depression when I gave birth to my fourth child. So, I was looking for a way on how I can possibly, alam mo yun, maisabi mo yung feelings mo. Although my husband was very supportive at that time, and kahit naman ngayon. But alam mo yung iba yung you can really let the feelings out na as though na wala kang judgment na, and I find writing as one avenue for me to really get through that. So, ang ginawa ko noon, kinuha ko lang yung laptop ko and I just started, writing all, like in everything. Nandun pwede kang magmura, pwede kang umiyak, pwede kang lahat ng emotions mo, parang walang inhibitions.
Yes. Mhm.
And then only to realize siguro mga ilang weeks na yun, kakasulat ko. And I asked my friend, na talagang super trusted friend ko siya, na sabi ko, alam mo, this is what I wrote, yung feelings ko about my depression, my frustrations and hurt and pain. Na sabi niya, ba't hindi mo siya i-publish? Sabi ko, wala naman akong alam sa pagpa-publish ng book. So sabi ko, Diyos ko, parang sino na makikinig dito, puro hinaing yung nandun ko, puro mga daing, puro mga complaint, puro alam mo yung mga feelings ng 'pag may depression ka, wala kang maririnig na magandang bagay?
Mm.
And then, na-prompt ako when somebody told me na kasi pinabasa ko siya, sabi, alam mo people need your thing. Sabi ko, "Paano?" Sabi, "Just publish it." So, ginawa ko, I tried to look for somebody to help me, yung naghanap ako ng VA. So, alam mo research din, and then I was able to publish it through Amazon. Self-publish yun. Sabi ko, dun ko na-realize, sabi ko, masarap palang sumulat. Masarap palang sumulat. And then nasundan hanggang sa ngayon, naka 7 books na ako. Dun ko na ano na, ay pwede pala akong sumulat. Masarap yung feeling na merong ganun na 'pag yung isang bagay, bigla mong nakaramdam ka ng something na parang you are liberated, you are freed, you can just say anything you want. Parang ibang level yung freedom na naramdaman ko. So nagtuloy-tuloy ako magsulat, nag-blog ako, tapos ano pa ba, nagsusulat ako ng article. So nagtuloy-tuloy na that time. So at that point na wala sa hinagap na gusto ko maging author, walang gano'n. So
Mm.
through that event in my life, when I gave birth to my fourth child, due to postpartum depression, after postpartum depression, so dun ko na-realize, ay pwede pala ako. So naging author ako because of that. So I think God used that pain in my life for me to be able to bless other people through the books that I'm writing or the articles I write or anything or any communication I write for people who would also benefit from what I wrote.
Mm.
So yun, again, gifts and talents, may talent pala ako doon. And then yung why existed, so probably that's the purpose. So I can teach other people, inspire other women or moms who have been going through, it may not be as exactly as I had gone through, but could be yung some angles like, the depression, the no clarity at all on why you are here, mga ganung bagay. And now I still discover myself, kumaga, as days go on. Kasi kagaya ngayon, we are in a pandemic. So I'm thinking of ways on how I can continue to bless other women where, as you said nga, we're gonna talk about motivation and paano ko sila matutulungan through that point. Yung ganitong events na where can you turn to, right?
Yeah.
So yun yung ganon. And
Mm.
to me, productivity is when I acted upon the prompt na, oh, you have to
Oh,
write.
so that's why. Okay,
Oo,
sige.
parang
Naintindihan ko
parang
na.
parang more of like dun ko nakuha yun. So I had my self audit at that point kasi yun one of my lowest points yun na sabi ko, oh nga no, so how would I come to a parang one-liner brand statement ko na how can I let people know that this is what I'm doing and through through passion, purpose, and productivity, I can help them. And who Ana Santos is. So
Mm.
dun ko nakuha yon na, okay, I have the gift, the incidental, na parang na-discover ko lang siya na out of that pain point. And then that could have been the purpose why God is using me to bless other people and inspire other people. And then I had to act upon that prompt. So yun. Kaya nagkaroon ako ng gano'n na parang one-liner story brand, alam mo yun, na tagline or brand statement for myself.
Yes, and that line really reflects who
Mm.
you really are and your entire story. So ang ganda niya, ang ganda.
Thank you.
Oo. but you've been a transcriptionist for 20 years, and pag iisipin, people don't know who Ana Santos is. Pag sinabi mong 20 years akong transcriptionist, it seems to be a very simple job, a simple work, but you were able to transform it into something purposeful, something meaningful. Could you can it also be replicated by other people who feel that what they're doing right now is just so routinary, so menial, so small, so insignificant? How can they transform it into something more meaningful?
My backstory was this. So I really wanted to become a medical doctor. Alam mo naman yung parents natin, yung ating mga family
Nakapag-Asian,
before,
no?
yeah, right? Na you should be in the three categories for you to be considered as successful. Either you become an engineer or a lawyer or a doctor, right? So
Mm-mm.
hindi ako masyadong ano dun sa dalawa. Doctor talaga ang gusto ko. Although I was really so scared of, yung blood. Pero I geared towards becoming a medical doctor. Kaya yung decision ko is related doon sa pagiging doctor. So I enrolled, I finished the pre-medicine course for bachelor for 4-year course in medical technology. So I'm a medical technologist. So yun talaga ang original plan. But now, siguro the Lord is really directing me towards this, to where I am right now. So, nung nag-prepare na ako to enter medical school, I chanced upon this job posting. Alam mo naman those paper pa noon, wala pang mga internet, no? Sabi ko, hindi pa ako kasi ako sanay nung idol ako for like I was waiting for graduation ko is June, ano no, April. So, ang pasukan is June. Sabi ko parang ay hindi ako sanay nung walang ginagawa. Alam mo yon. So, naghanap ako ng work. Nakita ko yung wanted medical transcriptionist sa dyaryo. And I felt, sabi ko, "Ano kaya to?" I was curious about that. Sabi ko, makapag-apply nga. And I was accepted. The first person who applied, accepted on the spot. So, sabi ko, maganda yung job. And so I dropped the idea of becoming a medical doctor. So hindi na ako natuloy. So fast forward, yung palang medical transcription na magiging passport ko to come to Canada. Kasi at that point in the 1990s, mga late 1990s, 98 to 2000, yun yung pinaka-in-demand dito. Isa yun sa top nasa list ng list ng Canadian Embassy na talagang they really are in need of medical transcriptions. Kakaunti pa lang kami noon sa Philippines. So isa rin ako sa pioneers.
Wow. Mm-mm.
To cut the story short, so I was able to come here as an immigrant and then in the category of a medical transcriptionist. And then right after landing, nakakuha agad ako ng work na sa malaking hospital dito sa Canada, sa Toronto. And being a transcriptionist also helped me to write. So na-enhance yung aking writing skills, alam mo yung grammar, yung style kasi yun talaga ang dapat na na skill mo. You have to be very good at in English, yung grammar mo, yung style, yung punctuation, everything because it's a medical report. So, para sa akin, parang edge sa akin, advantage sa akin yun na nahasa ako sa transcription so I can write. Parang hindi ko sinasabing super galing, but I am aware na, oh, this is wrong, or this is the right way to do it. So, yun. Kaya parang mas naging advantage sa akin na transcriptionist ako and at the same time, I can write. I can write articles, I can spot write on, alam mo na, ito yung mga mali sa grammars and all. So parang feeling ko talagang dinidirect ako ni Lord doon kasi nung nandito ako, I had the opportunity as well to become a doctor then kasi I was sponsored by my hospital to go to school. So sila yung sasagot ng tuition fee ko because they really liked me there. So silang sasagot ng tuition fee ko and naka-enroll na ako actually. Naka-enroll na ako and I was 2 weeks away from entering the medical school. But then 2 weeks before the actual school year, parang nagkaroon ako ng anxiety for unknown reasons. I don't know why. Sabi ko, parang nandun na yung pangarap ko eh. Alam mo yun? Andun na eh. Sabi ko kay Lord, if you don't want me to do this, I'll drop. So nag-drop ako. And then I felt really happy after that. So all along, sabi ko, akala ko, dream ko siya, parang ang naging realization ko at that point was just an ego for me. Parang I just wanted to be a doctor. Alam mo yun na parang tatawagin kang Dr. Ana Santos, but in reality, that's not what I really wanted all along. Plus the fact I have 4 kids na, and it's not something that, really would fit my lifestyle. Kasi dito, pag naging doctor ka, halos di ka na uuwi ng bahay. And at the same time, I was working full-time noon. So sabi ko, it was purely ego for me. So I dropped it. And I felt like so freed and liberated. Sabi ko, yeah, it's not what God wants me to do. And He wants me to become a stay-at-home mom and be a mom. That's my first ministry. So that's why I'm here. I'm still performing two things that I really wanted to become before: a journalist and in the medical field. So transcription. Sabi ko, o nga no, pwede ko palang gawin parehas. Although I cannot diagnose and all, but I'm still part of the medical system. I do my patients' reports, and at the same time, because I love writing, I can do that, so I can apply both. Sabi ko, Lord, grabe ka, talagang tinuhog mo ako dun sa gusto ko, binigay mo sa akin. And transcription paved the way for me to do much more. I can speak, I can write, I can teach people, through communication that really also improve the way I communicate with others because of that. Sabi ko, nga, ang galing, no? Parang, in as much as I wanted to be in that, akala ko yun ng para sa akin, hindi pala. So, transcription talaga para sa'yo. And then, nag-branch out na lang sa iba-iba.
Parang through your story, you're telling people, or actually yung message mo para sa akin is, wait ka lang, parang be patient, let life unfold. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, there is meaning to it, and you will be able to use it for a greater platform when the time comes, when you're ready. So, parang yun yung platform mo to learn the skills that you need to be a writer, the skills that you need to motivate others, diba? Combined with your pain points. It's just beautiful to witness, no? Pero alam mo yun, parang during that journey, hindi rin siguro ganun kadali.
Hindi.
Hindi. It takes a lot of awareness and, prayers, asking God, ito ba talaga? Ito ba talaga? Parang yung discernment, yung prayers and self-awareness are all important aspects in the journey. And sa parang on hindsight na lang makikita yung alignment of all that.
Yes, that's the word, alignment.
So it's really faith. You have to have faith that what you're really doing is something significant, and that it will be one of the things that you will use for a greater platform.
That's correct. Yes, I agree.
That's beautiful. I didn't know that you already were able to write 7 books. Kasi yung nakita ko sa Amazon, parang apat lang ata. And even
hindi
your
ko kasi
website,
pinablish pa dun sa hindi pa tapos eh. Kasi in fact, yung pang 7 ko ngayon, hindi ko pa siya tapos dahil sinusulat ko pa siya based on our journey right now. The book is called Lost and Found. Kasi we have, most of us may have lost something or someone or anything because of what's going on right now. It can be money, it can be job, it can be a loved one. Basta lost our confidence, alam mo yun, mga ganun. So, sabi ko kay Lord, reveal to me what's happening. So, found. So, kaya hindi ko pa siya tinatapos kasi I'm still waiting for God to tell me, okay, this is, that's gonna happen. Kaya hindi ko pa alam kung kailan ko siya ipapublish. But it's an ongoing thing for me. And also, you got to be reminded na I became open to something now when I am led to becoming a transcriptionist and becoming the person who I am now. Parang I felt something different lately na I'm moving towards another pa. Na, hey, you're not just a transcriptionist, which I'm trying to discover. Now, that's why now, why pandemic is really, for me, good for me in a way na, of course, I don't want to, the reality is it's bad, like in general terms, but I would like to just see the other side, the good side of it. Now I can really focus on what matters, what God is trying to tell me. Na, hey, you make use of this to shut you down, and because you're kind of really so busy in, you're all over the place, and I want to just get your attention for now.
Mm-hmm.
So he used the pandemic for me to really think about, okay, I have a mission for you. So that's what I felt right now. Now I'm still discovering it. Now that's why I became more prayerful. I thought I was prayerful before, pero hindi pa, kulang pa pala. And I began to really immerse myself in his words so I can discover what's in it for me, Lord. What do you want me to do? I know you have given me a task, but I can feel there's something more for me. And that's why I'm opening myself to really discovering what's what is it?
Mm-hmm.
So kaya ngayon parang, okay, it's pandemic. Parang wala ka namang magagawa, di ka makakalabas. So talagang diyan ka lang sa loob ng bahay, wala kang magagawa. Talagang tumahimik ka diyan sa loob. And then listen to me, parang ganon. So
Mm-hmm.
ngayon, discover ko yon, and I'm still in the process of, ano talaga, hindi ko pa siya marinig eh. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to be very parang sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Sensitive.
Yes.
Yun.
I believe a lot of people are also going through the same thing during this pandemic. Yung talagang they were shaken so that
Mm-hmm.
they can go back to the inner world and have that relationship with God again, asking God na
Yep.
para saan ba to, 'di ba? Anong
Yeah,
anong
yeah.
anong use nito?
Yeah.
And siguro word na lang for them na just have faith and allow God
Yes.
to give that message to you. If you're still not getting it right now, kasi 1 year na ang pandemic, di ba?
Yeah.
So, so I love that you're sharing this one and it's so positive because admittedly, not everyone is having a positive experience during this pandemic. But
Ay, yes.
you're showing us that you're telling us that it is possible. It is
Yeah.
possible to have a more positive experience simply by searching for that positivity.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Aha, tama, tama.
Oo. Actually, in one of your books, kasi nag-download ako sa Kindle. Sabi ko, gusto ko tingnan. Pero alam mo, one of the books that I really like is yung Mommy Can Buy Happiness.
Oh, yeah. Nasaan
Oo.
ba yun? Eto. That's right. May kwento to eh. Kasi ako lahat ng ginagawa ko based on a story, an
Yes,
experience,
your
ganon.
journey
Hindi lang
rin,
siya
no?
nabuo out of nowhere. I am parang I love stories. I love to hear stories. Doon ko nabubuo kasi I'm a very sentimental person. I always associate something, an experience, either bad or good, for me to be able to remember. And then what I do is I put that in parang a medium so I can remember, like this book.
Mm-mm.
So
Oo, it's
meron
really
tong ano, parang story bakit to nabuo.
mm. Pero alam mo
Kasi being
ang pinakagusto ko diyan yung self-mastery, self-love, self-made. I love it. As in,
yeah,
ano,
that's good.
pero kasi we can have it all as a woman talaga.
Yep.
Pero with your story, how were you able to create this one?
Okay, kasi syempre, as I told you nga, I felt, in fact, nagpunta pa ako noon kasi when I left my corporate job, which I really loved, I fell in love with my job. And I don't think it's a very common thing for most of employees because, they hated the job, blah, blah, blah. But mine was different. It was a dream job for me. It was my line of expertise. The pay was very good. And my employer was like really so good. So lahat nandun na. So everything that I could ask for a job, nandun na lahat. But then I went through this postpartum depression, and I was being led by, the Lord to really stay at home and be with my children as my first ministry. So sabi ko parang ano siya, sabi ko, Lord, ang hirap naman nun kasi parang syempre lalo pag nasa Canada ka, ang cost of living ang taas, ang laki ng sweldo ko. So it would mean a cut sa aming household income, and it's gonna be hard. But talagang, pero sabi ko, in fact, nagpunta pa kami nun sa tawag dito sa Holy Land to really get the message from the Lord. Alam mo yun, sabi ko nga, so I was very sentimental. I'm very
Mhm.
sentimental. So it's my 40th birthday, and sabi ko sa husband ko, I really wanted to have an encounter with the Lord there. Just to tell me, this is very important to me. This job is very important to me. I wanted to have an encounter with him. And we went to sa isang pilgrimage, a Catholic pilgrimage for 12 days. And every day may mass yun. And I was asking God, please tell me, am I gonna quit my job, blah, 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 blah. So alam mo, hanggang 11th day, wala talaga, walang sagot. Sagot ko, uwi yata akong luhaan. Alam mo, 12th day, nakuha ko yung sagot.
Mhm.
Sabi nung pare dun sa sa kanyang sermon, why would you be so worried about your retirement and your money, blah, blah, blah. Where in fact, sabi ni Lord, sabi niya ganon, if you wanted to love the Lord, love your family. Wow, na parang, wow! So ko, yun na yung sagot. Sabi ko, okay. Tapos in denial pa ako nung bumalik ako from the Holy Land to my workplace. Hindi pa ako talaga nag-resign kasi I was in denial. Sabi ko, hindi. Alam mo, after that, nung bumalik ako, hindi ako maka-function sa work. I had been, hindi. Tapos lagi ako may sakit. Tapos lagi ako pinapauwi ng manager ko kasi I cannot really close my jaw. Tapos ito, hindi ako makagalaw. Hindi ko magamit ng kamay ko to transcribe. Kasi 'di ba pagka transcriptionist ka, you have to
You need to
type.
type.
Tapos, oo, siguro sa isang linggo, 4 na beses akong pinapauwi tapos hindi ako maka-function. Talagang as in totally. Tapos pina-brain MRI ako, pinalab ako, wala silang makita sa akin. Akala nga nung manager ko, may sakit akong nakuha doon sa Holy Land.
Oo.
Tapos sabi nung doctor, so pinadala ko dun sa isang doctor namin, sabi, what's happening? Sabi niya, wala kami makita na depresya mo, in-MRI ka na, tapos may mga steroids na itinurok sa akin and all, parang normal lahat. Sabi nung doctor sa akin, are you undergoing through depression or meron ka bang bagay na hindi na stress ka? Tapos sinabi ko, alam mo sabi ng doktor sa akin, go and do it. So yun, kaya nag-resign ako. And now after that, siguro after a week, para akong hindi nagkasakit.
Wow, it really manifested through your body,
Yes.
ah.
Pero umiyak ako. Kasi when you were working for like, almost 12 years na araw-araw ginagawa mo, tapos mahal mo. Nung first day ko, August 16, 2016, nang hindi na ako umalis ng bahay, nasa bahay na, umiyak ako for 2 weeks. Kasi it's not because, dahil kasi parang na-miss ko yung routine, tapos mahal ko yung trabaho ko. But anyway, sabi ko, the Lord really wanted me to do this.
Mm.
Tapos yun nga, doon na ako nag-start na maging prosperous yung aking transcription kasi I had my own transcription business na nag-build na ako, and then I was able to do some other things. I did proofreading, editing, coaching. So doon na parang nag-branch out yung mga dapat kong gawin. Kaya naging serial mommy entrepreneur ako kasi marami na akong ginagawa. And then I'm teaching. Nagtiteach din ako ng online courses. Sabi ko, well, parang you can have it all. Now, going back to the book. Kasi syempre when you're married, you wanted to also, hindi lang pagiging nanay mo ang dapat mong bigyan ng pansin. So binasa ko tong book na to, yung kay
Men
John
are from
Gray, yung
Mars.
ito.
Yes, women are from Venus.
Oo, na-inspire ako sa kanya. Sabi ko, parang nagkaroon ako ng idea na parang gusto kong ipaglaban ang mga babae. Alam mo yon? So, kasi dito, parang feeling ko, sabi ni Dr. John Gray, parang tayo mga babae, kakaiba tayo. Now, our words cannot be, parang hindi mo siya mabasa agad-agad kasi iba tayo magsalita. Pag sinabi ng asawa mo na, okay ka lang ba? Pag sinabi mo, okay ako, pero hindi ka naman talaga okay. Di ba? So sabi ko, okay, I'm gonna make my own version, ito. And yung book na to, kaya naging Mommy Can Buy Happiness naman, kasi I'm also a financial literacy advocate. Sabi ko, I'm tired of hearing people saying money cannot buy happiness. So, inano ko siya, twinik ko lang siya.
Yes.
And then, this is the good part. Si Dr. John Gray, in-endorse yung book ko, kaya nandyan siya, oh.
Mm.
Yan,
Yes.
nandyan.
Oo, nakita ko nga yung niya, introduction. Sabi ko, wow, it's
So,
amazing.
tapos sinabi ko sa kanya, I was inspired by your book and I made my own version to highlight how wonderful women are. Tapos yun, in-endorse niya ako. So, I'm so happy. Again, parang because of, some parang inspiration ba, I was able to create something again. So that's how, parang hindi mo pababayaan yung, that's why it's really important for you to really make use of the gift, the talent, for you to become, para maging purposeful yung existence mo through your action, and that's productivity.
Mm-mm.
Right? So if you have an inspiration from anywhere, let's say you are inspired by another person's experience, do something. You don't copy, but you get inspired and you do your own version, and then parang the Lord is telling you, okay, do it. That's your purpose, to inspire and teach, and then act on it. Kaya importante sa akin 3 words yung kailangan together siya. Together siya.
Oo. So parang through your journey, you have shown us that it's possible to create multiple income. Yun lang
Yeah.
ay. Parang sa story mo, you really have to go through a heartbreak of letting go of work, your corporate work that you really love. Diba? 12 years ka nandun. And it's truly heartbreaking to say goodbye to that. But then you're
Oo.
asked to enter a bigger platform. So yun na yung sinasabi mo na hindi lang transcriptionist kasi ang trabaho eh, 'di ba? It's more than that. It's
No.
really more than that. And yun yung ginamit para magsanga-sanga siya.
Yeah.
To
Oo.
coaching, to teaching. That's beautiful. Pero when you were starting, 'di ba? When you started your own business and then doing the proofreading, the editing, ganyan. What were the challenges that you have gone through that you were able to overcome?
Oh, marami. Unang-una, pag-apat ang anak mo, yung time management.
Oh
Kasi
my
parang
God. Yes.
nahahalo yung trabaho mo sa pamilya, lalo pag nanay ka. Kami dito kasi wala kaming help. And hiring a nanny or alam mo yun, ng katulong, Diyos ko, mas mahal pa sa sahod ko kasi mahal talaga kasi mag-go through kasi agency. So sabi kong ganun, hindi ko kakayanin on my own. So but I have to really discipline myself on how I can possibly make use of the time management, and at the same time yung priority ko. Ano ba talaga? So I have to go back again to what God wanted me to do, to becoming a mom first, and a wife, and then everything follows. So once I have already fulfilled my job or my role as a mom and a wife, then that's the time you do other things. So that's why if you notice, if people if I would give my description or my bio to people, just like you, I would always say, I'm a mom. I'd rather you tell people that when you introduce me, Anna is a mom. Because that's who I am. That's what my priority is. I'm of course wife kasama na dun, but being a mom is what my priority is. And then all that I do after that is parang secondary lang. Okay, I'm entrepreneur, pero mami muna ako. Kaya lahat mapansin mo dun sa book ko, laging may word na mom, mommy, or ano, kasi yun ang gusto kong makilala ko ng tao na mami ako. I'm a mom. I'm proud to be one. Ganon. So, I have to go back again. Sinabi ko nga sa'yo na I speak my truth as a mom, and then I can also attract the same people na makaka-resonate sa story ko na, yes, I'm a mom. And the reason why I became who I am right now, it's because of the pain point that I experienced when I am a mom. So doon nagre-revolve yung yung storyline. Kundi dahil sa aking postpartum depression, hindi sana ako walang kwentong ganito, baka nandun pa rin ako sa work ko. So I'm just a regular employee na in the cubicle na wala ako na-inspire, and at the same time, hindi ako nakapag-discover na meron pala akong talent sa ganon, na hindi ako mapipilitan, I will say mapipilitan na discover pa na, nga no, meron pa pala akong kayang gawin outside being an employee.
Yes.
So yun, time management and prioritization, and isa pa pala na isang challenge, technology, kasi hindi rin ako techie eh.
Yes. Okay.
Yung technology kasi by the day, it is parang changing. And hindi ako makahabol. So, alam mo, hindi ako makahabol. I'm only good at one or two things, but I cannot be good at everything, which is, I think, sabi ng mga mentors ko, it is supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be good at everything, or else you'll just, it's gonna be a chaos. So I focus on where I'm good at. Yung technology na yun, bahala ka dyan. So yun, yung technology, yung innovation, and then time management and prioritization, yun yung mga challenges ko dati.
Parang when I listen to you, you're just taking it one day at a time.
Oo. And that should be the case naman talaga. Yeah.
Something a lot of us should follow. Kasi Pag babae, prone talaga to overthinking, overanalyzing, and it complicates things. Wala ka pa
Well,
nagagawa, nag-worry na.
sabi ni Dr. John Gray kasi tayong mga babae, our brain is parang composed of different wires. Parang marami tayong isang bagay lang ang dapat mong intindihin pero ang daming sanga-sanga parang yung anak ko halimbawa yung anak mo nakalimutan yung baon niya ang dami mo na agad inisip pero tayo yung mga asawa natin ang alam na niya nakalimutan ng baon so ang solusyon dali mo yung baon sa school tayo hindi paano kung nagutom paano kung nadapa paano kung inaway ng ano ang dami so ganyan tayo we are talagang ang ating wiring ng ating brain is parang super complicated which is not
Mm,
supposed to be the case pero yun ang ating nature we
mm,
worry a lot. We
mm,
worry a lot. Yun ang ating ano kasi by definition and our character is we are compassionate and at the same time kasi we don't want people to get hurt. We don't want people parang napakaano natin we think about their feelings
mm,
kung masasaktan ba siya how much more kung anak mo yung involved di ba parang kahit hindi pa nangyayari may isip mo Diyos ko kung ganto ganyan ganyan so yun ang suma total why we tend to overreact
mm.
yun ang
Pero,
nature natin.
oo. Pero in your case, how are you able to manage that?
Well, I should say I have to go back again to my reality. Although I will say I will be honest to tell you now I over worry as well because especially now you're very uncertain and the fear comes from not knowing and what I know now is because the reason why I am kind of in a way na parang naiibsan yung takot ko is my faith in God which strengthens me na parang yun na lang ang kasiguruhan ko
Mm,
na wala na akong parang trust this time you cannot really um parang hindi ka na masyadong magtiwala kasi deception is the number one enemy these days. Hindi mo na alam kung sino paniniwalaan mo, right? Ang daming ganito, ganyan,
yes.
with what's going on in the world right now.
Mm,
Ano ba tong virus na to? Kailan ba matatapos to? Ano ba talagang sanhi nito? Man-made ba to? Or ito ba ay ganito? So, ang focus ko ngayon is dito lang sa corner ng bahay ko. This is my ministry right now. Parang there's too much chaos and noise outside. So I have God gave me this ministry to take care of my ministry first before I can take care of others. It's not being selfish because we can only give what we have. And nandito yung sa buko na hindi ka pwedeng tumalon ng fence ng iba na hindi mo pa naaayos yung sarili mong fence.
mm,
So, sa katayuan natin ngayon, what I do is I try to compose myself first and show my children, okay, I am strong, even if sometimes I'm not. I
mm,
have to admit that, and I don't think that's a cowardice or pagiging anong tawag sa Tagalog no, yung duwag na
mm.
aminin mo na mahina ka rin because we are human beings.
Yes.
Kumbaga, nadi-discharge din yung ating nadadrain yung battery natin. We have to recharge, and my recharge is prayers talaga and that talagang word of God na as in doon ako kumukuha and of course yung support system ko sa husband ko but other than that motivation sa akin sa sarili ko
Mm,
that's the hard part. I'm a coach, you know, you're a coach too and I know this is true for yourself as well na mas madaling mag-motivate ng ibang tao kasi i-motivate mo ang sarili mo. Tama?
yes, that's true. Mm, I
And
agree.
yun ang bagay na I think we need as coaches right now na before we can really motivate other people is to motivate us.
Mm,
And I think the pain points that we are experiencing right now because our businesses are also hardly hit. So sabi ko, kung wala akong ganong pain points, wala akong kwentong ibibigay or advice na ibibigay sa mga kliyente ko kasi if your life is going to be ideal, paano sila makaka-relate sa'yo? So, alam mo yun, kaya ngayon, pagka nakakausap ko yung mga students ko na they're going through this and that, sabi ko, I can only sympathize, but you know what? Your story, the more pain you experience, the more victory, the bigger the victory is because hindi magiging makututuran yung buhay mo pag walang pain kasi there's no such thing as winning without losing first.
mm. Wow. That's really profound. But I love that that level of consciousness that you're bringing to me and to all those who are going to watch this conversation. Kasi hindi nag-end sa pain. ang buhay. It really doesn't. It's just a jumping point for something bigger. And
Yes.
ano, totoo naman yung sinabi ni Coach Ana. And she has experienced it. She has written about it. So if Coach Ana, if other people can do it, so can everyone else. So can you. That's a wonderful way of seeing things. That there's always hold on to your faith and you just focus on what you can take care of. 'Di ba? Abot kaya lang naman hinihingi ni Lord sa atin.
Yeah.
So,
Oo.
kay
Oo.
Coach Ana, within the four corners of her home, yun yung ministry, yun yung focus, then she'll bring joy and peace into that ministry.
Yeah.
So, kung kaya na sa labas, then so be it. Labas. Pero
Yeah.
kung hindi, just focus on where you can just pour your attention to. That's a wonderful that's a wonderful way of looking at things. And I
Yeah.
hope that other moms could also learn from this conversation. Wag na kayo masyadong mga rag-na-rag. Minsan, it's really heartbreaking to see moms who are, yung parang nagbe-break point na. Parang ganon.
Oo, hindi, I can understand that kasi mahirap talagang i-judge. I can feel that, especially when you felt so helpless and we can't really judge people why they're acting that way because of the past, of the trauma, but no one can really help you but you. Kasi I can always motivate people, but then ang responsibility kasi should be coming from you. Kaya nga tayo, we have to find an avenue or let's say yung makakatulong sa iyo to really help yourself kasi nga you can pour from an empty cup. You cannot give love unless you have love inside. So you don't love you. Parang pag galit ka, lagi kang galit, ang makukuha ng anak mo galit din. Kaya ako 'pag ako nagagalit ako, let's say yung siyempre tayong mga nanay alam mo yung 'pag sobrang kukulit nila nagagalit ako and I try to be as patient as I can kasi makukuha nila, eh.
Mm-mm.
Your language will be their language as well because that's what you show them, that's what you give them. Kaya as much as possible, I try to discipline me, love me, and teach me before I can give whatever I can to my ministry.
Mm-mm.
So that should be your motivation to change. Na okay, I can understand where you're at, but who else will help your loved ones? Ikaw din.
Yes.
Kung
Oo.
kumbaga kung mahal na mahal mo sila dapat, ang ibigay mo lang parang ang sa analogy ko kasi when we are tayong mga parents is parang ano, eh, um, parang nasa fruit stand tayo, plastic bag, may plastic bag tayo, utak natin plastic bag. 'Di ba 'pag bibili ka ng apples, busisiin mo 'yan, 'di ka naman basta maglalagay ng apple lang hindi mo pipisil-pisilin. So, itatabi mo yung mga hindi magaganda ta's ilalagay mo sa bag mo. So, that's the same thing that you should do with your thoughts or with your sa inner self mo na yung magaganda lang ilalagay mo diyan, parang ilalabas mo, kakainin mo, ibibigay mo, gano'n din. If garbage, garbage din lalabas, gano'n.
Yes.
Hindi ko sinasabi na ang buhay namin at buhay ko ay perfect. No, there's no far from being perfect, but I try my best. I try my best to do that and sabi mo nga, I love the word that you said, awareness. That's the first step of being able to remedy whatever the kakulangan. Aware ka na, "Ay mali ako. So what do I do to parang para ma-treat 'yun or mabago yung mali sa akin." Being a mom also, I apologize sa mga anak ko. I don't feel na parang, "Ay nanay ako." No, it shouldn't be the case. Kasi 'di ba tayo dati nung sa kultura natin, "Oops, 'wag ka magsasalita. Walang galang." Ganyan. Sa'min hindi na gano'n. Iniba namin yung kultura lalo dito. Now we give them the liberty or the freedom to speak. Of course, merong certain ano naman na, alam mo yun, na hindi pwede yung tone or something, but we have to make sure na we are still in authority. We are disciplinarians, but you can speak your mind.
Yes. Oo. Pero speaking of, kasi you said that you cannot pour from an empty cup. How do you practice self-love? Kasi for
How
a
do I
lot
do?
of women, parang it's a concept na hindi talaga nila mag-grasp.
Well, self-love kasi, merong misconception ng tao na akala selfishness yun. When you say self-love, ikaw ba sasaktan mo ang sarili mo? For example, dahil mahal ko ang sarili ko, I'll try to take care of me, the way I feel about me. It doesn't have to be na kung sa tingin mo na it makes you feel good to put makeup on, why not? Ako kasi what makes me happy is I try to, let's say, na-stress ako sa buong araw ko, manonood ako na nakakatawa kasi I love me. I love to to have, parang yung buhayin ko yung aking happy hormones, yung dopamine ko, oxytocin ko, or else pagka na-depress ako, ang mabibigay ko sa mga anak ko, ganun din. So, I try to feed myself with motivation like, word of God, and then motivational speeches online para paglabas ko sa kwarto ko, sa opisina ko, well, I can, be parang motivated mom.
Mhm.
Whereas kung super na-stress ka sa isang business mo, sa kliyente mo, or ganitong ginawa niya, ayoko lumabas ng kwarto na ganun din ako kasi or else mahahawa ang mga anak ko sa akin. So what I do is I try to inject or ignite or trigger my happy hormones first. Kasi ang happy hormones, pag parang gusto mong gawin ng gawin and then at the same time, ilalabas mo yun eh.
Mm.
So I try to make myself happy na in simple ways kung if I feel like eating ice cream today, I'm gonna do it. Simple things. If I feel like taking a nap, no one can, it's non-negotiable. I want to make myself happy. I find myself a me time, I will. I lock the door. I tell my children, you don't disturb me. I have my me time today, 15 minutes. Just let me be on my own. So what I do is I include them in my activities to help me love me.
Mhm.
I also teach them to love me in
Aw.
such a way to respect me.
Yes.
Pag sinabi kong, I have my me time, I have my 15-minute na nap time, you don't disturb mommy, okay? So they understand. So you have to really vocalize kasi children are smart. You just have to let them know that, hey, we have boundaries in terms of 15 minutes of nap time, di masama yun, leave me alone. And they
Mhm.
will.
Mhm.
So, yun yung mga simple things na pwede mong gawin to demonstrate your love for yourself. If you need to go out, walk, 15 minutes, 30, you go window shopping, go ahead and do it. If you want to eat ice cream outside, go ahead and do it. You are not just entitled, but you have, parang, ano mo rin yun, treat mo for you. You do not deprive yourself or else. Kasi alam mo, ito yung napansin ko sa mga kino-coach ko na moms. They felt guilty. You shouldn't. Na, oh, hindi ko maiwan ang anak ko just because no, you're not really loving you.
Mhm.
If it would mean na you ask your partner to, can you look after the kids for let's just say 30 minutes, I just needed to have to breathe some fresh air, I will. You just have to ask. Open your mouth and ask. Because you're doing it for you. Because you have to love you. Yun ang ginagawa ko. And it really helps me.
Mhm.
It really helps me. Simple gestures of kung kaya mo magbigay sa anak mo ng ganito, ba't hindi mo bigyan ng sarili mo?
Mm. Pero ano it's also amazing that you have a supportive husband.
Oh yes, oo.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oo.
Thank
Pero
God, that's a
ano,
gift.
yes. Pero for those moms who don't feel that their husbands or partners are not that supportive, ano ba yung advice na usually binibigay mo?
Well, advice ko unang-una is first kung pwede mong kausapin to make them understand. The
Mhm.
partners to make them, this is my journey. Kasi ganito yan eh, communication is the number one thing that can resolve disputes. Okay? The reason why people or spouses na hindi nila naintindihan is because you're not opening your mouth. Kasi nagpapakiramdaman kayo out of pride and all. You have to verbalize your
Mhm.
emotions na, hey, I'm tired. Can you please look after the kids? And kung hindi niya pa rin maintindihan, then have somebody else that you trust. Let's say your mom or your sister na just have something to, parang to leave the space muna and have something for yourself. And that will really help you.
Mhm.
So what I wanted to tell there is to ask for help.
Mm.
Ask for help. And you don't do it like, kim-kimin mo, you can't. Kasi ikaw ang casualty.
Yes.
Pag hindi ka nag-ask ng help. Sabi ng mentor ko si Jack Canfield, ask for help. That's one of the things that would really um, resolve problems. If you don't ask for help, then you wouldn't know. And kung hindi pa rin, siguro um ang masasabi ko lang dun is, kasi I don't know their story, di ba?
Yes, of course.
You ask for parang ano yung next step for you to be able to, kasi for example na talagang walang help, walang something. Well, isama mo yung anak mo or do something that makes you happy. Na alam mo yon, mahirap silang i-judge eh. We don't
Yes,
know,
oo.
especially hindi ako makapag-advise pag hindi ko nalaman yung story.
Mm.
Especially it's a very private thing. So that's
Yes.
why sabi ko nga, if you want my advice, I want to know where you're at. I can probably, but this may not sound the perfect advice for you or
Mm.
solution for you, but I think. Pero in general terms, ask for help. Ask
Mm.
for help.
Actually, that's already a very good one to ask for help. That there's no shame in asking.
Oh
That's
yeah,
also
absolutely.
that's really part of self love
Yeah,
to ask for help and receive help.
yeah.
Mm. Ayun. Pero ito, kasi we're coming to a close now, and at this point in time, because it's still January, and I know that a lot of people are still working on their goals, are still tweaking their goals. Ano ba yung what message of hope can you give to those who are, still experiencing the pandemic and yet, striving to have a great start for this year?
Well, one thing I would say is everything that's happening on earth is temporary. No, it's just a matter of time that we'll find a cure, the solution for everything. But at the end of the day, there's always a solution for every problem. Now, what I wanted to impart to you, because as I na-mention ko na kanina, the motivation is actually an inside job. Okay, you may want to go online and watch motivational speeches. You can read many motivational books as you want, but if you yourself cannot motivate you, that's useless.
Mhm.
So to me, parang if there's no way for you to really parang ask for, parang hindi mo na alam kung saan hugutin ng motivation, wala tayong choice. That's the reality of it all. Na tayo talaga, that's why we are given actually the innate power to cultivate. It's because nandun yun, i-activate mo na lang. Pero you should have the consciousness to really do it on your own. Nandito lang ang mga coaches, ang mga kamag-anak or support system to push you to add, parang magkaroon ng konting spices and all, pero ikaw pa rin ang main menu, ikaw pa rin ang main sangkap. Ang success is ikaw pa din. And it's an inside job. I know sinabi ko sa'yo kanina na
Yes.
pinakamahirap yan. I am telling you from my experience, even now, I can really tell you like in front of you na may moments talaga ako na I felt so down. And especially when you're a mom that you are afraid of what the future holds for our children. And with what's going on right now, we are very uncertain of what's gonna happen tomorrow. I felt so demotivated at times. But at the end of the day, sabi ko, well, it has to be something na parang this is my duty. I have my own ministry. It is my responsibility to be motivated first because people are parang dependent on me.
Mhm.
Parang wala kang choice. Sorry, wala kang choice but to be motivated, and it's your job. And it's
Yes.
also one way of following the Lord, na that's one way of being a follower,
Mhm.
na meron tayong responsibility na aalagaan, na paglalabanan mo. Talagang gano'n.
Oh, actually, that's really beautiful. Na I won't again. I won't add anything to it anymore because Coach Anna has said it perfectly. And I am really grateful for the time that you have spent with us in this conversation, sharing the good vibes to
Yeah,
everyone. And I know it's evening there in Canada. So thank you so much for your time
walang anuman.
and for doing the work that you're doing, because you have inspired so many moms out there. And I'm sure
Thank you.
even guys are also inspired. So super thank you for the things that you have done, and thank you for this time as well.
Oh, walang anuman, anytime. Just just a message away. Basta I can help and I can impart whatever it is that I need to. so that I can bless other people as well. And as I said, make use of our passion, our gifts and talents, and then so we can realize why we exist, and that's our purpose. And of course, you act on it. So that's productivity.
Mhm. Beautiful. So thank you so much. And for those who are going to watch this one, it's available in Facebook group, Highly Favored and Financially Blessed. And it will also be available in my YouTube channel. Of course, I'll share the link to Coach Anna so her community could also see this. So thank you so much. And always remember that you are truly a child of God and highly favored. And of course, you're blessed. So you have that power within you to do whatever it is that your heart desires. So God bless everyone. Thank you for joining us.
God bless. Thank you.